Today we're going to be installing the Bevins Bricks lighting kit for the Degobah Jedi training set 75330, and you can click the link above to take you directly to my website to purchase it now. Per so many requests, I even offer this set with a USB or a battery box. But let's get started. We're going to start with taking our blue bit light out of the package, getting it ready, and I want to point out that you want to make sure that the LED itself is going to be pointing in the down direction when you do this. Anyway, you take the supplied Lego green plate, place this on top of the leaf piece, and then use the Lego plate to hold the LED into place. Once it's in place, we're simply going to take the wire and train it to come back and behind the tree and hang down. Now we got to do a quick of bit destruction. So we're going to take the top of Yoda's hut apart. We're going to remove the tree off the back side, and then we got to remove that last little bit of the top half of the hut. With that all removed, we're going to spin the set around the back side, take our LED, this is the warm white LED, and the provided Lego piece, and we're going to be laying that LED with the LED pointing down inside of that Lego piece, because what we're going to be doing is using that to hold the LED light onto the ceiling of Yoda's hut. Once you have the LED light attached to the ceiling of the hut, now it's time to begin the process of reassembly. So we're going to put everything back on for the roof of Yoda's hut. We're going to put that little tree piece onto the right-hand side and then put the big piece of the tree back on top. You should now have two plugs sitting on the back side of the set. Now we're going to spin it back around and take our orange and other warm white LED and use both of them and install them in an upward direction. So we're going to remove both lamps. The orange goes under the lantern piece here, and again, that LED is in an up direction. Place it on the stud and place the lantern on top. Now here, we're going to take the warm white, place it on top of the lightsaber piece, and then take our plate, put it over top of that, and place it back onto the set as well. And then train the wires to come back in behind the Lego set. To hide the wire, I basically just kind of fished the wires under through what I would call the roots of the tree. But now when you spin the set around, you should have 4 plugs on the back side. Now let's install our last LED. This is going to be the green bit light. We're going to remove the X-wing wing. Then we got to click up the hinge piece, and we're going to remove the plate and tile that was actually holding that hinge piece in a slight angle. Now we're going to take our bit light, and again, this is going to be in the upward direction. We're going to place it down on the plate, and then place our plate and tile on top of that to hold it into place. Now we remove the 1x8 tile in black on the far right side, take our wire, kind of pull it all the way to the right to train it into place the tile back on, then just push your hinge plate back down, take and reinstall the X-wing arm, and you are basically done. Now what I did is I just took the lead and put it underneath the set to bring it back to the back, but not everybody wants to do that, and here is another solution. You can pull those tiles on the far right side again back off. Take both the black 1x8 tiles and the 1x2 tile off, and then all you're going to do is take the wire and kind of train it in between the studs in a weaving pattern. Once you get that all done, you can place your tiles back on top of it, and again, make sure that your lead is at the back of the build. But this is another real quick solution on how you can hide your wire. Now that everything is on the back side of the build, we're going to take and start plugging everything into the 6-port expansion board. I like to plug everything into the expansion board before I physically stick it down to the base, and the reason that I do that is I like to make sure everything can fully reach the expansion board, because if you don't, you might find yourself having a hard time getting everything plugged in. But I start with the blue LED first, which is the furthest one away. And then I take the light, the warm white light, out of Yoda's hut, plug it in, plug in both of my lantern lights, or the lantern and the flashlight, if you want to call them that. And then lastly, I will plug in the green LED. And for the power, again, you can buy this set in either just a USB plug if you have a power supply to plug the USB into the power, or you can buy my 2032 battery pack and plug it into it, and use that to power up your set as well. With everything installed and the lights appearing to work, now it's time to give it my favorite test, which is the dark test, turning the lights off to see how good it looks in the dark. With the LEDs installed, this becomes an absolute masterpiece for display, and I hope you guys like it as well. And again, don't forget, you can click this link right here to go to my website and purchase this lighting kit right now.